Get on there.
And we're live.
What's
It's a
up?
Sup, sons? You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean.
I can't.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean. Oh, I can't. Hello, good people. Say hello as you join.
Tune in and say hello.
come on, Adele.
Hello.
What about a deal? Hello.
Don't be hating. Never in my life.
Maybe. Never mind. I was about to say something ugly. I ain't gonna start this. Hello, Yolanda. Thanks for joining. Everybody say hello as you join, please.
Hello, Yolanda. I like how she put everyone. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, I like that too. Let's do that.
How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
Oh, how you doing?
Sassy stuff.
All right, thanks everybody who has joined so far. We're gonna play the countdown and we're gonna get started. I'm not ready. Here we go. I really need to fix that ending. But go ahead.
Welcome to Occasionally Posh, where we enjoy life, laughs, and shenanigans. I am your girl, the angel, Miss Chessie B.
I didn't know what to do.
I'm Sunshine. Welcome. I don't know why she be trying to act on this intro. She don't never throw this off. She get on my nerves, but welcome.
You never know who's watching.
Please do us a favor, like, comment, share, let us know you're here, say hello, and please tune in to these wonderful this wonderful topic we have tonight. Before we start with our foreplay, we're gonna give Sam and JD a chance to introduce yourself. And I'm hearing a little bit of an echo. Is somebody playing alive in the background or something? No? Okay, I don't know why. All right, so we're gonna give you a chance to introduce yourself. So Sam, you go first.
You gotta put the light skin first. That's how it is. My name is Sam. I'm from Sanford, and I'm excited to talk. I don't know what else to say.
Very short intro. You go tell them. Never mind. All right, go ahead, JD.
Hi, I'm JD. I'm originally from Plymouth, North Carolina, but I stay in the Raleigh area, Wake Forest. And it's an honor to be up here with y'all today.
No, he didn't say honor.
Come on, Anna.
You don't add
Privilege.
I mean, we know you go to church, but you ain't gotta have a church throat on.
I'm gonna warm it up later on. I'm gonna go softly. So how to say it nice and slow.
It's
nice and slow. All right, we always start with a foreplay, and Chessie B is first.
So my question is, what is something that you would give for collateral for an outfit?
Right.
It's a story behind this.
Like what is the purpose is the outfit going to serve? Like, where am I going to? Like,
yeah.
Well, this particular outfit was for a prom dress.
Flowers. I'm going back to it. Got to coordinate. Got to coordinate. Got it on the inside line. She got the flower on the dress. Coordinate.
Not the mushroom belt with the mushroom inside.
I don't know if I'll give anything. I mean, I may give a piece of paper. Like,
Yeah.
I owe you.
Yeah.
I owe you. I could maybe see like an act of service or some sort. Like, I cook you some dinner, bring out over for a cookout, maybe a drink. Collateral? What is we financing?
Okay, I'm thinking like, what am I about to put a whole car?
That's an Uber ride there.
So what's the story behind it, Chaz?
So the story behind this is a lady. She got on Facebook and she told about how she did prom dresses this year, and this girl had inboxed her about a prom dress. Then they didn't put down the deposit. It ended up being some mess. So then the girl ended up emailing her again about the dress, and they had like less than a month to get it together. So the lady rushed ordered, had it together. She gets there and they don't have the rest of the payment. So her mom offered her mother's ashes as collateral
You kidding
her
me?
daughter's prom dress.
I got questions.
Did she accept it?
She accepted it because she assumed that because it was her mother's ashes and it was something that is supposed to be of value to you, that more than likely you will come and pay the rest of your half so that you could get your mama's ashes back. But right now she's in the process of taking them to court because she still has not gotten the rest of her payment.
Of course she ain't think she gave her mama's ashes away.
She clearly doesn't have. Never mind. Go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There's so many red flags along the way.
Honey, that part.
Everybody don't love their mama like that. Clearly, like, look at that.
Grandma raised her. Mama didn't raise her.
If it was grandma ashes, she would have got grandma ashes.
Who said it was anybody ashes? They could have just been dirt.
Right.
True.
This is so true. That is true. But for some reason, I feel like if you would give up ashes for collateral, you ain't that smart. I'm sorry.
I just feel like if you're gonna give a collateral for a prom dress, you probably should have went and got one off the rack. Sometimes you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money for stuff if it's not within your means. Stop trying to live outside of your means.
Right.
Let me tell you that there are scholarships for those girls who wear duct tape dresses to prom.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
really?
You can get like a full scholarship for wearing a duct tape dress. Just go to Dollar Tree, get you some duct tape. Make sure you put duct tape inside and out so they don't be sticking to you. And do what you got to do instead of putting your mama's ashes or the tree you burnt up on.
They just be scammers, man. That's all.
Oh man.
And she gave her the dress.
But she tried. I mean, she had sympathy for the lady. I mean, I could see if it was real and you was down on your luck.
She ain't had no sympathy.
Back against the wind and you ain't got nothing but ashes. I would have tried to be nice to you.
I bet that flat screen TV still in her bedroom.
Right.
She gave her the ashes.
Give me that 65-inch.
Right.
Give me that. Give me that. Doggone it.
And
give
that
me
new
that
bundle that she got. That new bundle she got.
That track.
I bet you when you went to Sally's to get that bundle, they didn't take the ashes there.
First of all, ain't nobody gonna get no bundles from Sally's.
None of us is going to
don't got no hair. I don't know. Y'all can go to K's, y'all can go to Sally's, y'all can go She's. I don't know.
Yeah, we ain't
How
going
can I help you?
for no.
Yeah. I got fresh shipment in.
You know what?
I'm done. Cut it out. I'm done. Yolanda said, "Wow." Tiara said, "That's so sad. Look at her. She's
Exactly.
sweet.
Yeah, it's sad.
She's so sweet." Yolanda said, "I didn't pay a whole lot of money on my prom dress. I didn't either.
Me either. My prom dress was $7.
I never
$7 now.
$7. My mama is just as much of a bargain shopper as I am, and she was at the mall, and she ended up finding the dress, and it was $7, and it was nice too.
Okay. Go ahead, mama.
$7.
And Shakira.
Yeah.
Said, baby.
Okay. She said, "I will give nothing." I know prom ain't that serious to me. Prom ain't that serious. You can go to thrift store, second hand. Not your choir church anniversary. Not your choir church anniversary. Oh man, that's funny. All right, so somebody asked me today I needed to do another growing up black fact or whack. I don't know if you was watching the episode, Sam, but somebody was like, "You need to do another one of those." So these are a couple that I find. Y'all can tell me if it's fact or if it's whack. All right.
Can I give a disclaimer real quick?
Go ahead.
My family calls me white, so if I get this wrong, it's okay. You know,
I am.
He do not have a black card.
Oh my Lord, not at all, not even a little bit.
Just when I get mad,
a pinch.
Okay.
Just when I get mad, I'll put that out there.
He put a little sugar in his Kool-Aid. He put a little sugar in it.
You know,
you got to put a whole 2 pounds in there.
2 pounds? I ain't even that black. No. I don't even like Kool-Aid, but we're not gonna go there. Look at Sam's face. Let me go. All right. So it says show up to a black function on time and your ASS will be part of the setup crew.
That's why I'm always late. Straight facts. Facts. That's why I'm always late. Because I don't feel like setting up nothing.
The thing about it is if you show up on time, it's supposed to already be ready. I'm confused. Okay. I can understand if you showed up early.
CP time, man. So that's a white person event. That's what I'm saying. That's somebody else's event.
If I tell you that the event starts at 2:00, I'm probably not gonna start setting up until like 1:50-ish. So whenever
at 2:15.
Yeah, she's still getting out the shower at 2:00. Nobody. I'm
at Walmart. I'm at Walmart grabbing some last minute stuff.
No, Chastity, you ain't at Walmart. You called them on the way and said, "Pick this up for me."
I'd have done that too. Can you stop and get some ice?
Oh man! All right, the next one is system down at the job. Black people, look at God.
Look at him. Won't he do it?
That thing is talking about bow tie.
Willie won't he? Okay. Yes. Will he? Won't he?
He might not come where you want him, but he right there on time.
Unless he what, Sam?
I said, unless you're the one that got to get the system back up.
That part. The next one said, "Black people don't measure season. We just sprinkle to the spirit of ancestors." Whispers. That's enough, child.
That is so true. Look, Jasmine, Jasmine that been on here before. Her mama made something. Dang, I forgot what it was, but it's like really, really good. So I had asked Jazz to make it and bring it to work. And her mama was like, she ain't had time to make it. So she told Jasmine to make it. So it was something that she had to put in there. And she called her mama. She was like, "How much do I put in there?" And she was like, "You just take it and you sprinkle it around the outside. And then you go to the inside. And then you'll feel like you'll know when it's enough."
Yeah.
We don't measure nothing.
Yo, let me tell you, my first time trying to make a macaroni and cheese, and that's one thing in a black house you can't mess up. You can't put it on top of the stove either. You got to make sure it's like baked. JD's wife was on FaceTime with me for 3 hours.
She up here.
Yeah, she like literally, she like. She was like, "Sprinkle some more, Sam. That wasn't enough. That ain't enough. You didn't get that corner back there."
Why did it take 3 hours for you to make some macaroni?
That's a long time for some
It was my
macaroni.
first time cooking. I ain't
What she do?
domesticated.
She must have started at wash your hands. Get a pot.
She did.
3 hours.
Shakira.
Get this strainer and make sure you shake it. Sam, I still see water coming out. Don't pour that in it.
Shakira, you got the patience of God.
I'm trying to tell you. I've been to be like, just wait. I'm on the way. Ain't nobody got time. Oh man. See, it was so hard to pick these, y'all, but these are the few. I got 2 more. This one. Hashtag Thanksgiving with Black family.
Fact.
Oh my God.
Gotta put on my good living room outfit.
And we're gonna have a Thanksgiving and a Christmas outfit if we ain't got nothing else. And an Easter.
Okay.
New Year's Eve.
And you get that one uncle you don't talk to cut your hair for you.
Because you waited too late to get to the barbershop.
Right?
Oh man. All right, and this is the last one. If you grew up in church, I swear this is so true. Every church function when we had a meal.
That's it. That's it. That is it.
Man.
You gonna have some fried chicken and some green beans and some pound cake, okay?
Right.
And everybody getting a to-go plate. They packing to-go plates for you even eat. Like you ain't even sat down and enjoyed it yet.
Do your Aunt Barbara Jean need a plate? Yes, she does. Go ahead and make her one.
You gotta ask who cooked that right over there. Where's yours at?
It wasn't no potato salad up there, so we're
Right.
good.
Oh my goodness, man.
All right, that's our foreplay, y'all. Let's see what these comments said. I think everybody say facts on everything that we said, honestly. Yolanda said fact. Shakira said I love it. Everybody said yep. Shakira said it should take 45 minutes. Depends on the size. 3 hours.
I don't know how in the world you did it, Shakira. I would have just been like, you know what? It would probably be easier for me to ship this to you via UPS.
Jackson, you know me. I'm gonna be asking questions. Well, like, wasn't it that much? No, that's not enough. It's like this much is not like what I'm talking about. Just pour.
Yeah, that's that light skin coming out of him now.
Hey, don't do that.
I didn't want to call him white. I had to call him light skin.
I cannot. Well, that's our foreplay. Thank y'all. That was fun. All right, so tonight we are talking about sexuality. But before we get into it, how long, Sam and JD, how long have y'all been friends?
How long has it been? 16?
Yeah, like since 2016.
Kira, how long has it been?
Yeah, Kira knows.
Oh man, why the wires always gotta know? What the why? We always gotta know everything. All right, so for those who do not know, sexuality is a person's identity to relation to the gender or genders to which they are typically attracted to. So, aka a person's sexual orientation. So, if we're gonna talk about sexuality, we gotta tell the people what our sexuality is. So, JD, you done talked about your wife. We can put 2 and 2 together. What about you, Sam?
Well, as much as my family wanted me to be with the girl, it just ain't happening. My grandma's prayers didn't work.
You didn't have that good pillow. She bought that Maxwell pillow.
Hey, knees still touching the floor.
Knees all the way through.
Yo, she didn't go to Sears. She would.
But she said Maxwell, boy.
Yeah, she did say Maxwell. That's like roses. That's below roses.
Right. That's how you know I'm country. You know about Maxwell roses and Piggly Wiggly. You from the country, okay?
Okay.
Oh, geez.
So Sam, tell us about when you revealed to your family and friends about your sexual orientation.
So family-wise, I mean, Chastity can tell you this. Like they told me, like, and like I'm very fortunate to have a really good family. So I decided to accept who I was when I was like 14, 15. Well, openly accept it because growing up in the church, you ain't supposed to accept nothing. But like but like I say, hey, 14, 15, I'll let everybody know I ain't care, which was a lie. I did care, but friends wise, like from that moment around the same time, I did the same thing because if I'm like I'm gonna do it all the way or I'm not gonna do it at all. It's kind of like my mentality.
Got you. So you said y'all been friends for so long. Jonathan, how do you think you and Sam navigate you being a straight man and him being a gay man? How do y'all navigate y'all friendship?
Oh, it's respect for each other. I mean, that's out the gate, the first thing. And
Right.
he ought to know how I am with that, and I know how he is. We ain't gonna never cross that path, but it's like, yo, you can still be my boy, I can still be your boy. We cool. Because years
Mm,
ago, I had issues with that. But I learned to now I have to have unconditional love for people, no
right.
matter who they are. And then, hey, you got boundaries. Stay in your lane, stay in mine, easy peasy, no problem. And
Mm,
that's
You
basically
know
all
what?
of it in a nutshell. What you want to say, Chad?
When I was younger, I used to be, I'm going to admit this, I used to be terrified of lesbians because I felt like every lesbian wanted me. And then I had to realize
you think everybody want her? Now let me stop. Go
Everybody want everybody.
I was like, girl, you is not that cute. All of them do not want you. But I think like my first two encounters with straight out lesbians that we knew were lesbians, they flirted with me and it made me very uncomfortable. So then after that, I was really scared of like all lesbians. And then as I got older, I got better than my friends.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank God for her.
Yeah, yeah.
Glory.
Glory. Nah. Uh,
Mhm.
so Sam, two-tiered question. How has life been? I mean, you said you started at 15, which is a teenager. How was life after you kind of finally accepted what your sexuality was and navigating, being around people who now know this about you?
So for me, it was like two different processes. I had my family who was super support. Most of them were super supportive. I got my relatives that wasn't, and keyword they're relative, they're not family because they're not willing to sit with me when it's uncomfortable.
Mm,
Um, and so my family, like if you talk to my cousin Nikki, you talk to my cousin Tasha, you talk to my cousin Man, Kayshawn, Sharika, all them, they'll be like, yo, like that's Sam, like that's been Sam, it's still gonna be Sam, ain't nothing changed, like he's still Sam. Now on a church scene, that was a whole different level. You know,
mm-hmm,
like growing up around Chatham County and Lee County, being in gospel choir, you got all sorts of types of churches coming together, and
mm-hmm.
not just black people, not just white people, Hispanic people, Asian people. There's some people who ran their mouths, and I was hot headed, so I ran my mouth right back.
Mm,
And it was difficult at first, and I'll say it was difficult all the way up until I was like around 25, and I say, you know what, forget. I literally, actually, I'll go back. I stopped practicing Christianity for a while because of church people.
mm.
I went to practice Buddhism. And I said, hey, if your God is mean, I don't want no parts of it. Like,
Wow,
shoot,
that's a
forget
That's a
word.
you.
word.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
like you rude, disrespectful. I mean, you don't even smile. Like you with your wife or your husband, and y'all frowning at each other. Something wrong.
Mm,
Like
mm. Well,
and
you at your side P house on Monday. No, let me stop. Go
okay,
ahead.
it's not even Monday. It's Sunday afternoon. and like
Mm,
and it was so like, and then from there, like Buddhism taught me some basis about Christianity, like about loving people, about like trusting people. I'm like, hey, this is what I was raised with. This is what my grandmother and my grandfather showed me. This is what my family showed me. So forget what the rest of these religious folks say. Like
mm-hmm.
like be who you are, because God ain't gonna have no copycat.
Mm.
Mm.
So
That's
I'm gonna
facts.
keep
That's
on that.
facts.
Shut up, JD.
He said, so I know how my experience has been in church as far as being on the other side of hearing people talk about gay people and how leaders react and things of that nature. But JD, give your perspective since you are in the church. Give your perspective of being a friend that's somebody that's gay and having to be around people who shame them or, talk bad about them or talk down.
Well, I would say first props to the Kingdom Church, our church that we go to. That helped me to be able to be with Sam and others that I could walk in Walmart with and don't have a problem, because like I said, like Chancellor said, back then I used to be mad. My wife would tell you can be in the same area and I'd be mad for no reason. Like,
wow,
that's the spirit I don't want. Stay away from me. I'm ready to fight you. I don't even know you. Mm-mm. So now with that, I have love to say, okay, I know who you are. That's who you are. That's cool. I can chill with you. If people gonna talk about you, that's fine. That's on them. I'm not gonna judge it. That's not my place to do that.
Right.
That's basically it.
Right.
Don't talk to them,
Chance, don't let me overtalk you. You talk when you want.
I know you good.
I'm good. So I guess I'm in the church all the time. Literally was there last night till 12.
What?
My problem with church folk, even though I am a church folk, is that we pick and choose what sin we want to be mad at.
That part. That part.
A word.
Let me tell you,
I got you coming, girl.
Like you said a whole mouthful right there.
I'm just saying, like a sin is a sin. Point blank, period.
Right.
So I ain't saying being gay is a sin now. Please don't put words in my mouth. That's between you and the Lord. But I'm just saying, whenever we speak of sins in the church, but you okay with, deacon whoever being at sister so-and-so house, or you okay with judging sister so-and-so and deacon so-and-so and brother so-and-so, or you okay if somebody is living out of wedlock as long as they paying their tithes.
Come on.
Then you got a problem with this. So that's my problem.
Or the fact that the pastor's kids is not even the first lady kids. Like,
well,
I don't got nothing to cover myself up with right now.
Sam, here you go right here. I'm believe it like it is. Hallelujah.
And let me tell you what's funny is a lot of those people who don't love people unconditionally, they're missing the love in their own life, and you're able to see that by what they're putting out. Like whenever you like literally one of the things for me, I would never forget. I was at church and I was playing keys for this church, and the pastor, when I went there, they knew who I was, and they're like, and the pastor was like, Sam, I don't care who you are. Like, God loves you. I love you, and ain't nothing I can do about it. But there was some church members. There's one girl, like, let me tell you, this is so funny. Like, so she's up here, like, all hugging, rubbing on me and stuff. And I mean, I'm trying to be respectful. Like, hey, can you please get up off me? Like, this is making me feel uncomfortable. This is not a good image for the church. We need to make sure that we're putting the. And so she kept hugging me, like boobs all on my shoulder and stuff like that. I'm like, girl, get up off me. And then she started telling me her life about her struggles with men. And I said, no wonder you got struggles with men. Don't know, man. And she's like, well, why would you say that? I was like, girl, if I can keep a man, so should you. Like,
you know what? Don't come to me like that.
No, but like I wasn't coming. Like I wouldn't have got that point. And then like from there, she just flipped all the way around, like telling me I was going to hell. I said, well, I'll meet you there. Like
that part.
But because at the end of the day, I'm gonna stay in my place of peace because of not because of these other folks. I'm gonna get people like JD around me who actually care about me as a person versus care about what I'm doing. And like literally, I tell everybody this. Like I just connected with my biological father's side of the family, and I told them from the get go, hey, this is a situation. If you can't deal with it, don't talk to me.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we got to be responsible for ourselves. And because JD said our church name, I'm gonna try to watch my mouth. But
they might be watching.
Yeah, I know, right? But forget what they say. If you can't love me for me, Man, get up out my face. I don't even want you in my thought space.
Beep, 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 beep.
And I feel like a lot of people that are very, very judgmental, whether it's to the LGBT community or to whatever community, they are so factual they can tell you the Bible scripture for scripture, but they're rude and they don't always 100% live by the scriptures that they throw out all the time.
Yes.
I mean the devil know the Bible. That don't mean nothing.
Right.
And here's the thing. Like, we're talking about a Bible that's been translated before us. And if you look at who translated the first version, like, I'm big on history. So going back, the King James Bible is the first English translation. If you look at who King James was, he was a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't get the theologians to do it. He got some drunks to go translate for him. So like, they sitting there like, and so you focus on this. I'm like, come on now, like, let's look at the facts of where we're going. Like, go back beyond what you understand. Look between the lines. Like, like, come on now, and I'll be gonna tell you, shut up and get out my face. Like, because like those people don't love people. They really don't love people. They mad at themselves. And like one of the things that I also ran into was like with those type of people, some of those who preached the most against it were the ones sliding into my DMs.
Amen. Not the beep 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 beep.
I'm trying to beat them out.
Wow. Now everybody been listening to the ministers in the church, like, show preach on.
I ain't calling nobody out. I'm gonna be respectful.
They're like, you know what? Pastor Charles did speak on that a little long.
You know what's crazy? In North Carolina, it's illegal to preach on in more than 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
Is it?
Well, black people break that rule all the time.
Okay.
They don't know about that.
They break that rule all the time. Oh man, I'm sorry, I ain't been keeping up with the comments. I guess she's saying y'all known each other since 2017. That ain't
okay.
Right.
That's close, man. I was saying 16.
I don't know.
It's like, we friends. That's all that matters. She said he been mad because they might want to holler. Was you mad because you thought they were gonna holler at you?
Kira, don't put him out there like that.
She telling on you.
Kira, don't put him out there like that.
I can't have my game was tight. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm doing. I'm doing. Yolanda said, like I have told people, God knew who you were before you were ever born. This is what I believe. This is what I told my mother when I came out.
Speaking
I know that's right.
That's facts. I mean, I done said it before. It's too many people mixing up their job description in the church. Let's just be real. It's our church to just bring people to the church and show them love, encouragement. Show them the word. It ain't our job to get them in the gate. They got to do that for themselves. Right. They got to do that for themselves. But
take it to the well. You got to drink the water yourself.
That's right. It ain't our job. We got to let God do his job and we do our job, and it be what it be. You can tell people what you believe. You know what I'm saying? You can tell people what the word is supposed to be, but then it's up to them to live it. But now you're going to be sitting in hell with them according to you because you over there judging and not loving them. We're supposed to love our neighbor. Like,
that's a praise break.
Yeah, it's a praise break. Come on now.
Let's stop living the Bible the way we want to live the Bible, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Point blank, period. Look, I can't.
I was like, where did that come from?
I can definitely tell you a musician.
I'm a musician, y'all didn't know that.
Yeah, I can definitely tell. So with saying what I just said, how do you support someone who's not living a lifestyle that you think they should be living?
Go ahead, Jay. Hey, I mean, you got something?
No. I mean, I don't think you can only just be there for them. I mean, you can't judge them still. Like I said,
right?
There's so much out there down these days than like it was when I was growing up. You only had like two people that was probably that way. And everybody else was straight. But man, they feel like they need to go that way. Okay, why do you feel like you need to be this way? What do you need to I guess you just need information and knowledge to know what's the right way to go. But be supportive. I mean, don't choose. Let them make that decision. Like you said, they got to choose what they want to do or not. Sam,
I mean, for me, like, we can't force people to do anything. Like, this is going to sound extremely vulgar when I say this. We can't rape people with our mentalities. We can't cause them to be what we want them to be. Like, like whenever we do that, we're literally causing them to be fake. Like, one of the places I learned to lie at was at church. Because, people said certain things, and so I thought it had to be that way. And then I see them doing something else, like, oh, so brother so-and-so, deacon so-and-so, elder so-and-so did this, this, and this, so I can do that. Like, like, like we gotta literally, if we literally love, that's the only thing we're commanded to do is love. Love. Like love is love. Like, and people talking about tough love. I gotta show you the word. You don't gotta show me nothing but love. Because if you love me enough, I'll do some things out of love. Like what I've seen, like, my grandmother, I love her to pieces. And she will bug me because I love her. I will go do what she said. Like, literally, because she loved me. I've seen, like, JD's kids, like, his daughter, don't tell Shakira, JD, don't let her hear this. I love her. We argue all the time. And with arguing, she know if something happens, she can call Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is going to love her, going to be like, hey, I got you. I ain't going to tell your mom and your daddy, but you better get it right before something else find out. Like, and you see his face? Like, but that's what love is. Love is going, like, if we look at the word, love covers a multitude of sins. Yeah. Sin, like, I heard this analogy at church one day, sin is nothing but self-inflicted nonsense. And so if we're causing that self-inflicted nonsense, if love covers it, that means we can't see it. So
that's real. No, you good. You in there. What you about to say, JD?
I said, I'm not going to play nothing.
You didn't cut the keyboard off.
JD, remember, I'm CCM. I need some worship music.
Oh, okay, worship. Oh, it's probably really disrespectful, Sam. So you let me know if it is. But I did see a meme the other day. It's like people always want to be against gay people, but they got their hands up at the worship leader every Sunday.
Let me tell you. I literally know this. Oh, like I have a boy who I'm really good friends with in Raleigh. He was at this church. And like it was a smaller church, and like he was doing his thing, and like I went to support him at this one event he had, and like it was like a whole group of us, and I'm not that feminine, but some of the group were a little bit feminine, and the pastor was like, "Well, why did you invite them?" And it's like, don't they need God too? Well, and the pastor was like, "Yeah, but you're bringing your lifestyle into our church," and like
I'm in your church,
and so like. It became a whole debate. Okay, that whole part. That's just the hireling. It's not like an actual pastor or a spiritual father. Like that right there. It's like like these people. Like you want the talent, but you're not willing to do what it takes to get the talent. You're not willing to sit there. Like like JD and I are two different types of musician. In order for me to get to be like him, I had to sit with him and say, hey, this is what I want, to get that relationship there so I can understand. People are not willing to understand. They're willing to just deal because you bringing me a good offering. You're bringing me you're bringing me a crowd. Like, like you now.
That's why they let that grandma, that auntie be in the church so long with her scowling face and her judgmental mark. Because she paid faithfully. Let's be real.
That's true.
She got
Let's be real.
She got 3 whole pews in the church and a window.
Honey.
With her name on it.
Right. How much she hate. Stella said she's late, but hello, Stella.
Hey, Stella.
Hey, Stella.
Tierra said, great point, Sam. Many lies start at church, starting with dressing up and pretending you're fine, pretending you don't sin, pretending you weren't at a party the night before, pretending you know your Bible when you never read it. All lies. And you should be able to come to church in truth. Tierra, that's a whole word.
You better preach, Tierra.
That is a whole word.
That right
So
there is my sentiments.
So why can't we come to church and be ourselves, y'all? Point blank, period.
Because
You love no matter
people
what.
try to live for people, and a lot of people have forgot that God, Jesus, Jehovah, whoever, your Buddha, whatever, that's who you're supposed to be living for. It's not for everybody else. And everybody tries to live for everybody else. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we got to look at like I've been a part of a lot of both white church, predominantly white church, predominantly black. And they have two major things that are different with black churches. Is both of them are dogmatic. Don't get me wrong, but like with black churches, you can see the slavery mentality still happening.
Woo. It's plain.
With white churches, you see the control mentality, which is another form of slavery, still happening. And so, like, not saying everybody there is like that, but there are your ones who are, and you're able to see, like, whenever somebody really loves you, you're able to see that, you know, and these people, like, hey, don't lie, be who you are, and like, I understand like who you are, and just say that. Like, I'm not telling you to stay there and hide it, because like that's a whole different lie. But stay there and let God work through you. Now, how He worked through you, that's up between you and Him. And that's another thing, a whole other conversation.
Right.
Like, just allowing people to like not lie and not be slaves either way.
Right. Something that was asked last night in Bible study is that why if we got the Bible and we got the word and we know who the Lord is and God and so on and so forth, then how do cults happen? How do people believe the mentality of Scientology or these real you was waving these real severe religions? How do people get to that point where they fall for that? What do y'all think the answer is?
Can I start?
Ahead, mm-hmm.
So I think that the Bible is an interpretation of how you take it. And I feel like a lot of the times we are taught by our pastors and our grandparents and all that kind of stuff, like, this is what it's saying. This is what it's saying. But then if you find somebody that that is in control of a cult or whatever, they can easily manipulate you to think whatever they want you to think from that Bible. It's a whole lot of stuff in that Bible that is not necessarily true. Well, from my interpretation, is not what it's really saying, but the pastor's going to get up there and say, this is what it's saying. But I'm like, that is not what it's saying. You making your own words you making your own interpretation and trying to throw that on everybody. And that's how cults are made, because I'm going to believe you because you are supposed to be my leader. You're the person that's supposed to get me to where I'm supposed to be. So it's easy to get manipulated because it's just the interpretation. And depending on, if I tell my child that 1 + 1 is 3 from the time that he's born, he's going to always think that 1 + 1 is 3 until somebody tell him otherwise.
Right.
Go ahead, JD. You look like you got something to say.
I'm in total agreement right now. I mean, it's all about, like my pastor said one time, it's like you get a pre-recorded CD of things that somebody else giving you instead of you having your own blank CD to really walk your own faith of how you believe stuff should be. So you playing that old CD of R. Kelly or whatever it is, but you want your own. And it's how you've been raised, It goes with that, back to that mentality of slavery and all that stuff, all that plays a part.
Right. What about you, Sam?
I believe cults and stuff like that start from fear. Like if you get a bunch of people who fear something together, then they can talk amongst themselves and make it right. And like if you get a group of I'm gonna come from like if you get a group of gay guys together who've been hurt from church, you're gonna have a nasty little crew on your hands. Why? Because that church hurt is there.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, if you get a bunch of homophobic people who saying, "Oh, they're going to hell," we gotta get them straight. We gotta get them straight. That's where that comes from, y'all. Let me tell you, like, I've been a part of a situation like that, and literally, y'all, I can't believe it. Like, I talked to her before I said this. There's this girl named Tiffany that that me and her, that, like, I love her. We've been ride or die since we met. Like, because she's a strong black woman and I'm a strong black man, like, the church said, hey, let's get them together. Like, they can be the black pastors. And I said, I'm never going to be nobody's pastor. But we just got to get Sam straight. Sam, if you marry her, we'll pay your bills.
Oh, wow.
If you marry her, we'll give you money. And in talking to her, Tiffany's like, Sam, I know who you are. Like, we cool. I'm like, yeah. And like, we lived at first, we consider getting married. And I love Tiffany. Don't get me wrong. Like, she has a beautiful family. Her husband now, man, he treats her like the queen she is. Like, she deserves him. Like, and like, he deserves her because like she treats him the same. But she wouldn't have deserved somebody like me because like I was gonna cheat on our wedding night. Like, like
it happens.
Like, literally, it wouldn't have been good for her. But like, these cult mentalities, literally for me, they start from a place of fear and not a place of love. So they love to fear.
Right. I mean, and in cults, you're not really worshiping whoever they're serving. You're worshiping the leader. So that's the difference. Like, we're supposed to have, God put leaders in our life for a reason, because we need somebody to help us help us learn and grow and things of that nature. But you always supposed to have a relationship with him yourself. So the Bible says it in 2 Peter that people are going to interpret the Bible the wrong way for their manipulation or for the bad or whatever. But it's within you to have knowledge enough to read it on your own. So even when you go to church, even if it's somebody a leader that you love and they have great intentions, you're supposed to read the Bible for yourself and get the understanding from God yourself, and not just depend on what you learn in that Bible study or what you learn in that church.
Let me tell you one thing I love about our pastor is we can ask questions. You said the other day at church that so-and-so and so-and-so happened, but why? Like, how did you get that interpretation? Where did it come from? And I've been in places where if you question God. We don't do that.
No, I'm questioning you.
No, I'm questioning you.
Right. Okay.
Let's be clear.
But in their mind, they're God.
It came from the Lord God Almighty.
I bind these false idols in the name of Jesus.
Come on.
I bind them. All right, one more question. So the Bible says we are supposed to love our neighbor and our enemy as myself. How do we do that?
Treat each other as you like to be treated. That's it. I mean, yeah, because the spirit is in all of us. And it's the same spirit. You have to still respect the spirit. That's the only way you're going to really do it.
Right.
So treat each other just like you want to be treated.
Right.
I don't want you to dog me out, so I'm not going to dog you out.
Exactly. What about you, Chaz?
I agree. Do unto others as you have them do unto you.
Right.
The golden rule.
What about you, Sam?
I just think, like, like, it goes with what they say, like, treat people like you want to be treated, and also go the extra mile. Go the extra mile. When you go the extra mile, it shows, like, who are we to say that somebody's not important? Even our enemies have an influence on our lives for some way. And so, and we have an influence on their life. If we say that if we profess that something, we got to wholeheartedly profess the whole thing, not part of it. Right. And, we use the line, I'm a work in progress. No, the work in progress is saying, hey, I'm gonna go past what I feel and give you respect.
Right.
Ooh.
That part.
Right.
And we hear that work in progress. Sometimes it bothers me because I feel like people use that as an excuse to be disrespectful. And then they will go and say, he's still working on me. I'm a work in progress. And I'm like, no. You followed up with that to make it okay that you was being rude.
That part.
Right. Excuses. You making excuses.
And like, really like me, like if they say it to me, I'm like, oh, he's still working on you, so he's still working on me. So this is the response to that.
You didn't like that? Oh,
he's still working on me too.
Like, well, and being real, like there's a difference between being real and being rude. Like, being real, like JD and I can disagree on something. We had a disagreement a couple of weeks ago. I was like, livid. I was like, and when I'm mad, I can't talk because I'm gonna say whatever comes to mind, and whatever is like whatever happens. So I'm a good writer when I'm mad.
A long text.
Yeah. Oh, he had 282 characters, is he?
Yeah.
Two pages. You got to scroll through it again and then click scroll up again.
Oh no! Yeah. Why would he read that, Sam?
I called him.
Yeah. Let me tell you, he did exactly what y'all said in y'all podcast a couple of weeks ago about answer 2 questions out of the whole thing. And I was like, yo, you read A, B, C, D, F, G because it was before that. and look, and he said, okay, well, how do you do this right here?
Yeah, let's get this solved.
But even with like us, at that moment, he was my enemy. I ain't gonna lie. Even though he's my boy, but like if you think about enemy, he was somebody that was against what I thought. And so I was like, hey, I got to be real and say, hey, this is how I'm feeling in a respectful manner. Versus saying, listen here, MFA, you gonna understand what I gotta say, okay? You going to
yes. Hey, look, that's the only black part right there.
Boom, boom.
But at the same time, we like literally later at night we was just chopping up and laughing. Why? Because we respected where each other were. We respected the core values and there are people I work with now, like, when you in management, everybody hates you. They lie in your face and they talk junk behind your back.
All the time they want to take your place.
Right? Okay. I'm with you. Like, I'm with you completely. Like, I got something that's probably watching right now. I know who you are. But like,
he's talking about y'all. He sure is.
Yeah,
like, look, he's talking about everybody who ain't on here. No.
Yeah, like, the people on here right now, like, I'm cool with y'all. And even if I don't know you, I'm cool with you. Like, but like literally, like, those people, I still have to go up to them like, hey, what's going on? How's your day going? Like, and because at the end of the day, you never know what love may come through at that moment.
Right.
You never know. Like, one of the hardest things in my life was dealing with one of my close friends who committed suicide. I've had like 3 friends commit suicide. 2 of them were because of church. And one of them was just because of like life in general. And the one about life in general, I found his body, and it's crazy. It still impacts my mind today. And he left a note saying, hey, Sam, thank you for being a friend and not judging me. And I'm like, before he committed suicide, he literally called me and left a voicemail. I was so mad I cut my phone off because I didn't pay the bill and I didn't get the voicemail. And then like those other 2, like literally, I'm a firm believer in like if the church is like a hospital, it should be like you should love because that's what's going to heal people. And these were 2 gay guys that they were a part of church that were so dogmatic about them going to hell, and they tried to get themselves straight. And get themselves straight, and like who are we to force something? And they say, you know what, since I can't change, I might as well end my life now. I'm going to hell anyway. And they're like, I'm in hell and I'm going to hell. Like, because like, I'm torturing myself. And so like, if we would have loved them the way that they're supposed to, like, if everybody collectively as humans say, I respect you as a human. I may not like what you do, but I respect you. Like,
that part.
Come on, like, your life is important.
Right.
Like, it literally, that's loving our enemies. Loving the inner me that I don't like.
Right. I say it all the time. I think I said it on the podcast a couple times. It's okay to agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Why do people act like disagreeing is such a big deal? If God made us all alike, we'll be a boring world. I'm just saying, it's okay to agree to disagree. But we still got to love and respect each other.
Preach.
Like, I don't understand why people feel like we have to be like-minded in everything, because we don't.
Right.
God made us way more complex than that. He made our minds way more complex than that. So, it's all right. Just be like, all right. Me and Jackson don't always agree on everything.
I'm not always right.
This
but,
is my opinion.
You know.
She said I ain't always right.
No, I'm always right. I'm always right. She ain't.
I'm with you. I'm always right. SJD. I'll let them know.
Like, this is where I plead the fifth.
He literally said he was gonna do that earlier. I'm pleading the fifth.
Jassy, I understand being right. I got you, man.
It's hard out here. It's hard.
Right.
Ain't nobody always right. That's true.
Look, I'm so right. He's left-handed. Good. I'm right. He's left.
Oh man. Okay. Comments. All right. Sorry. Tierra said, yes, the Bible is a good book. When I started to read it for myself, I can easily connect to it, my own life, and what I hear in church. Point being, read it for yourself. I swear, people be forgetting that part. They just think they go to the Bible study, they go to Sundays, they go to church on Sunday, and they good to go. They got all the tools they need.
Been at church all week.
That ain't how that works. Because you was texting in the service half of the thing. No, let me stop. I'm just playing, y'all. Right. Don't cover me. Tierra said, I like to say treat people how they want to be treated. That's facts. And then Chris says, love is the most needed feelings we all want. The trick is it has to be given freely. That's facts.
That's a
word. That's a word. Sometimes it ain't given freely. It's forceful.
You gotta pay for it.
It's forceful and it come with conditions, honey.
Right.
Love ain't supposed to have no fine print. I promise it ain't.
And it don't got no book.
Right.
I will love you as long as you do this, and this.
Love is
like Tina and Ike.
Not Tina, you die, I kill you.
Don't you
die,
Tina in this. Don't you bring Tina in this now.
What love got to do with it?
That is the name of it. Chris said it definitely has a price. What's the price, Chris? What's the price of love?
When it comes to certain things, the price is how much your tithes and offerings is compared to what somebody else is. I'm just saying.
Honey.
The word on to I'm living for the keyboard. I'm living for it.
Oh boy.
He said Jesus died for it. That is true. He died for our sins because he loved us. All right, Deacon Head, and I hear you. I hear you.
He come through. He's I'm gonna represent.
He's gonna remind us. I'm gonna remind you.
Y'all forgot the price.
Look, he paid the price.
Let me help you out, man.
Yo, and that's actually a good point. Like when we talk about Jesus paying.
You gotta give me a warning before you do that.
Come on, somebody get God praise up in there today. But like when we think about Jesus died for us and he paid the price, we got to remember that Jesus did it, not we.
Honey, that part.
I ain't gonna play.
Like at the end of the day, like I love my grandmother, I love JD, I love his kids, like I love my other half, but I don't know if I'm willing to die. Like that just to be honest, like
honey, you trying to be God, but you can't do what God do.
Okay, I'm not willing to take JD shots. You better give me my worship music. Come on now. Let us all come to the altar and raise our hands, okay?
That's real though. Jesus died on the cross for us. He drugged the cross, was beaten, was hung, was nailed. We get a splinter and we mad.
Okay. Look, I'm having to carry something.
In a red light.
I'm not carrying nothing for you. I'm not even carrying the groceries.
Oh man.
That is
This,
true.
this went real churchy. I'm sorry, y'all. I was
Churchy,
trying to be
I'm
half
sorry.
and half. I was trying to be. JD ain't helping with the organ.
Okay.
He ain't helping.
Look, you can tell
With
you
the
a church
organ.
kid whenever something like that come out, and you like, all right, come on now, let us go here.
Oh man, okay.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Mm-mm.
Chastity found, I'm sorry, Chastity B, I be saying her name all the time, found this checklist for healthy sexuality in a church. And this is just overall. This ain't got to do with, your sexuality, individual sexuality. But one of the myths, and I want to get y'all comments on it. He said, sex is dirty and should not be talked about in the church.
Lies.
Sex is a beautiful thing, and the church
Beautiful.
needs to talk about it.
Glory. Lies.
Yeah,
They do it in the school. I mean, they talk about it in the school for the kids. Why you can't talk about it in church? It's supposed to be.
They really don't.
It's
They
nice.
did when we was in school. They don't in today's time.
Who?
They
Them
did
Them
when we
kids
was in
learning all that
school.
stuff now. These kids
Yeah,
learning
they learning
everything.
it, but it ain't in the school.
and what you don't want is Pornhub to teach them.
Oh, shit.
X2.
Right.
That part.
And
Right.
NSX,
Come on.
Red Tube.
Oh,
Okay.
y'all know them channels, don't you?
Chastity, that's because you sent them to us. That's because you sent them to us, Chastity. But like literally, like if we talk about it in the church like it's a healthy thing and not damn it, it will help create a positive environment to say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling some type of way. My emotions are all my hormones are all out of whack. That a kid will be able to come forward and be like, you know what? I know my mom and daddy was a hoe, and I'm feeling the same thing that they were feeling.
What?
You know what?
Hey, that's a word. I'm sorry.
Like,
it wasn't a word.
Because it is a word. To me,
is.
it is
Right.
a word.
It is.
Because
It is.
at the end of the day, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Like,
Not
I
at all.
love my mother, and my mother was my mother, and she told me, baby, I did what you did when I was your age. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm willing to accept that, and now let's talk about that. Because we ain't having a conversation. And like we supposed to talk about it. Come on now. Like we talk about tithes and offering like it's important. Why can't we talk about sex?
Yeah.
Right.
It's supposed to help heal the people too. Right?
Okay.
That's what the church is for.
I mean, somebody said when I get that feeling, I need sexual healing. So like,
not Marvin, not Pastor Marvin.
He said somebody.
Well, somebody, a black card, it was coming back a little bit.
You got a half of a card. You made it yourself and printed out. I give it to you.
It's okay. I'll do like some people do nowadays with church credentials. I'll sign it too.
Sign it too. with a black marker.
The shade. The shade.
Oh my God. He ain't the minister who got the credentials offline in 2.5 minutes.
Come on, Universal Church.
Universal. International. Yeah.
Oh
Tabernacle in the woods.
Church of the Creek around the corner.
Yeah.
Ah!
Down the
All right, another myth. Men are more sexual than women. Why do y'all feel like people believe this? Why do people look? JD look like he on the fence. I ain't gonna lie. JD look like he on the fence. Go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
I'll say men vocalize it. Like, like coming from a guy who talks to, like, JD, my best friend, I can roll with him. But at the same time, I got some girls who I can roll with too. I'm like, girls, you see him over there? Like, and we can talk. And literally, and they will, sometimes to me, the girls get raunchier than the dudes. The dudes just think that, I got to keep it clean because, she good. I got to put my game on her. And girls are like, oh, look at him. I see his gray sweatpants. Like,
yes, gray sweatpants. Hoochie Daddy Show season.
Like, it's like, I think it's
what about the matching dress then? The sundress, $50 dress,
sundress, the little Maxway special. No, they stop.
Look, I just wish girls would catcall whoever they like more like dudes do. Like that way it'd be even.
We don't because it's not. Well, I can't say we. I ain't gonna catcall, but women don't because it's frowned upon.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, that's a double standard on a whole different level.
Like, hey, blue shorts, come over here.
That's a whole nother conversation for a whole other day. But I'm just saying, women ain't allowed to be what men are. Not saying they ain't. We ain't allowed.
Hey, if I'm around
like that though, some men might like a woman to, hey, come here, Besides, us always had to do it. Let the woman do it to the man sometimes.
Massage their
Show me you
ego.
want this. Show me you want this. I'm
But
already
men
tell you
have
I
to.
want it.
But men have to be comfortable in being public about what they actually want instead of going with the facade of what the homeboys say.
Okay. You said a whole word right there. Because like
I'm chewing it still.
It went like 3 different ways. It went 3 different ways on that whole part. I'm gonna give you points that they would in church, okay? Point 1, their homeboys want you to be with this fine chick, but you really want her brother.
What?
Point number 2. Point number 2 is you're not man enough to handle if she says nah, you're not my type. Number 3, you're not willing to sometimes you're not willing to step up to the plate to take her to get her.
Right. Right.
You know what?
Or number 4, you gotta represent what you think people want because you seen what they share on social media, and they share that big booty long hair with the weave chick. But what you really want is a Jill Scott woman, but you don't want to say it because your homeboys want Beyonce and they can't get her anyway.
Okay. Exactly.
Look, they out here getting evicted trying to impress her.
My.
JP's like, what did I come to? What did I come
to? Hey, in my defense, I asked JD, is anything off limits? But we doing okay.
Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Just did a comment or two before I keep going. Tiana said, I'm shooting from half court. I know that's right. You better shoot. You better shoot.
Hey, so come on over here.
Tierra said, right, not allowed, and it's often not safe to do what men do. That's facts. That's facts. And then Tiana agreed with what we said.
Carry your piece of steel with you and let them know that you still ain't playing.
Well,
I said, come here, Blue Sports.
You know, Reverend Medea said, peace be still. Take your peace, okay?
I'm gonna leave mine right on the floor.
All right, what y'all feel about this myth? Sex is the most important aspect of a relationship.
It depends on the people.
Explain,
it depends on the people. Because now, I'm trying to get this politically correct, okay? If your relationship started based off sex, you can't act like that's the foundation. That's not the foundation of it. And so if it's just a hookup that you turned into a relationship, you can you can say, hey, we're not having sex right now, but let's talk about why. Let's talk about I'm not feeling attractive. I'm not doing this stuff. But now if your relationship started off with let's get to know each other, cool. That's the foundation, and it's not as up on the totem pole. But you got to put your priorities straight to where you are and what you want. Because if you want to do all the time, another person ain't, and you even got no agreement to go outside, y'all gonna be fighting, and you're gonna need some sexual healing, and somebody's gonna have to deliver.
Not to deliver. JD, what you feel about me?
I'm seeing him. The sex is important to me. I'm gonna say that it is one of the most important ones. I ain't gonna say it's not, because if you didn't have it and somebody was out doing it, it'll be a problem. So yeah, it's important. And getting to know the person is important too, but it's a lot more than just one.
Right. I think where it goes wrong is, number one, people are giving you your agent whenever you're first dating. So y'all having sex 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a week. You know your butt ain't gonna be doing that for 11, 12, 13, 15, 18 years.
Sure, people ain't doing it for 2 months.
You right, 2 weeks. So what is your foundation outside of sex? Because sex is not gonna pay a bill. Sex is not gonna hold you when
hold on.
A
sex may pay a bill if they're a street worker.
You know what? I'm not. I'm
only
not.
paying food. Only paying bills.
I'm not.
$9.99 a month.
Sex ain't gonna be. I can't. Sex ain't gonna be there when you going through cancer or sickness.
Right.
Sex ain't gonna be there when you have mental health problems.
Right.
Sex is not gonna be there when you got that child who acting up and you don't know if you gonna have somewhere for them to go during the day. Sex ain't gonna wash a dish or cook a meal.
Okay, I got scared for a second. You said sex is not gonna wash a dish. I was like, oh.
I guess my point is that whenever you get into the long-term aspect of a relationship and you got all of these additional layers, then people think they can fix what they actually don't like about a person with sex.
Nah, man, you just adding to it.
Right.
But a lot of people do feel like that they can fix it with sex. I agree.
And you can't. And I feel like that's more weighted on a woman. Like, I feel like how a man views sex and how a woman views sex is totally different. So in the beginning when you're dating, then yes, sex is amazing and it makes me feel good and it makes us feel connected and things of that nature. But women are very mental. So if you're not treating me right on a daily basis, if you're not taking care of me as a head of a household, after a while, sex ain't gonna work no more.
You ain't getting none.
Because I ain't saying you ain't gonna get none. I'm just saying we're gonna be turned off because we deal men in as a whole package. Versus men can separate the two. Men cannot like you on Monday but still have sex with you.
Oh, we see that all the time on Maury child. They be like, I only slept with her one time. I don't like her. I ain't eating nut. Baby yours.
You are the father. I just stuck the head in.
He done got comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. He done got comfortable.
Yo,
no longer pleading the fifth.
Hey, to go with what you said, Sunshine, like I partially agree. Like in your typical hetero relationship, yeah, and even with some like homosexual relationships, yeah. But like I remember, like be honest with you, like no cap, my first marriage was all because our hookup went really good over and over and over and over, and I was like, oh shoot, man, like man, my family, so like we got a whole place together and stuff, and I got married literally because of sex. I got divorced because of sex too. But like like
I'm about to say you proving my point for me because you got divorced.
Yeah,
right. Because of sex.
That's proving the point.
But it was important. But so did y'all get divorced because the sex started lacking?
No, we kept having sex. The sex was good. As we got, the more mad we got, the better it got. But like, like it was because
I'm sorry.
I don't want to. A lot of times, I'm about to put it out there in a same gender sex. When it comes to men, same gender, being with other people is a popular thing to do. Mm-hmm. And this was the first relationship I was faithful in, and I came home and somebody else was there, sleeping in my bed. But like,
messing with my head.
But like at the end of the day,
what the world is going on between the sheets in my home?
I guess everybody gonna take a piece of the song.
I'm sorry, Sam. Go ahead.
Oh, it's all cool. No, I'm happy. Like I need somebody to break that up right there. but sex was important, and it's like, hey, man, I was faithful to you. I wish you would have told me we having an open relationship. I would have been out here slanging and dangling everywhere, And like literally, like what was this? Is okay. I ain't gonna put that out there because
So at the end, communication would have been more important than the actual sex. So you proved her right.
The foundation is what I'm saying. Sex don't get you through everything. Because if you would have learned them, you would have known it was only going to be about the sex.
Well, that's the thing with guys. Man. I think sex is important to us more than it is with females, and that's why we would probably choose sex as much.
What you say, Chelsea?
She said it ain't important to her.
I know it is.
Oh, it is. Oh, well, I know that would be probably our first or second play.
I mean, Yo, it's definitely first for me most of the time. Most of the time.
I'm gonna be the
I ain't
fifth
gonna
again.
lie. It depends on the day. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Look,
First,
my wife
the first.
commented there.
Where you at, wifey? Where you
He
at?
said I came back in time. Yo, but like, if I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yo, we got like an hour before we go to work.
Oh, you wake up an hour early. That's
no,
good.
I set an alarm clock to wake up an hour early.
Oh, she's right.
Yo.
She heard every word. Okay,
right here.
Look, she gonna go back and play it for him. Okay.
She gonna be like, at a minute and 42 seconds, you said.
You could just go to an hour and 13 minutes, Shakira.
Chastity, don't do my boy like that.
Hey, it might be helpful. You never know.
You true. He said this right here. Let me go ahead and see what I got, what I can do.
Before I go to work tonight.
Okay.
That's why you said good morning when you joined. No, let me stop. Not 15 minutes. Oh, you showing your car now, JD? You showing your car?
Hey, they've been married.
I see you.
They've been married for a whole 20 years. You know, you take it when you can.
With my phone charger.
So like,
my phone.
She said time for work.
Work.
Quincy said, "What you talking about here?" I'm like, "We talking about sexuality. It's good. Okay, it's good. Okay, the next myth. Sex in marriage is a duty.
Why not?
He said, "Why not?"
I just asked the question ever. I'm asking the question with a question. Why not?
But would you want sex if it's a duty?
Depends on duty. I mean, you got duties. I mean, you go to work, you have things you have to do. That's your duty. So if you have to be faithful to your spouse, make sure you giving them what they need. That's a duty, right? Or am I looking at it wrong?
I mean, that's your.
Where you go, Chastity?
She go.
Come on back.
She don't move.
Hey, you looking at it like a dude.
I'm just attention. Let me stop.
What about you, Sam? What you feel about the myth?
Duty. I don't like the word duty. I
don't either.
Like, if it's a duty, man, I'm a rebel. I'm gonna say nah. As bad as I want, you tell me I gotta do something. Nah, you more likely to tell me you better use reverse psychology and tell me what you don't want, and I'll do what you want.
Right. I guess I just don't. I wouldn't want to have sex with somebody out of obligation. I want them to have sex with me because they want to. So I want my husband to be with me because he wanted. Duty to me be like, oh, let me roll over here and get him what he want. You know what I'm saying? That's duty.
Right.
It ain't even gonna be good.
That's right.
Like you only lasted 30 seconds. Come on, man.
Hurry up, Jesus.
So let's say if they both are like different with it. Let's say he is more into it and she's not with it. Then how would you want to do that? Would that be like a duty to still give him what he needs because this is what he wants, even though I don't want? Could you look at that as a duty? Let's ask the question.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Would that still be wrong?
I
Would
think
that
yes.
be right?
I agree. I think that would be considered a duty. However, I think that if she's not into it, it's because you didn't do all the foreplay that led up into the moment. Men think about the moment. They be like, okay, it's Wednesday, 5:00. I'm ready. Turn over, bend over. Boo, you should have started Monday at 5:00 with this foreplay so that we done got here.
Sam. That's too much work. No, I ain't with no woman.
So by the time we get to Wednesday, she is ready.
Nah, if it's at 5:00, Wednesday at 5:00, you know what time it is.
I think that's just a man mentality.
This is not a job. You got to warm it up. You got.
All right, man. Take notes.
Nah, man. Nah. It's a good thing I'm gay then.
You know what? I'm done. I am done.
So this giving a man hard work to do, boy.
Yo.
That's the man duty right there. He got to start on Monday to get him Wednesday. That's a duty.
Look,
It's
and, it
a
ain't
duty.
even, and it's not even a guarantee, man. Like,
That's
no,
right.
shoot. Like,
Tuesday
I'm gonna tell
might
you,
be-
like, here, yo, you get the text. Oh, when I get home, be prepared.
See, that right there is foreplay.
No,
That's
it's not.
foreplay.
No, it's letting you know where my intentions are.
Sometimes I don't know. It might be.
No,
Somebody text me that when I get home, be ready. I'm gonna be ready.
That's because you thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm just letting you know my intentions. Like, you know, like I ain't thinking about, okay, when I come home, I'm gonna have to like caress your hair. No, I'm not. I ain't gonna do that.
Well, all right.
Like, come on.
Let the church.
I am done. Tiara said, I ain't married, but I'm going to say yes. And then she said responsibility, maybe. I mean, it is our responsibility to please our partner.
Definitely.
So I agree with
Better
that.
somebody else. We got Tyrone, Sarah, Tracy, William, James, Harry, Dick, John, James, Bobby, Mike, Rick.
You name it.
And then they all be at the same time.
All of them. You better do your duties.
Oh man.
Well.
Say the
All
private
right.
line. You better save them.
All right, y'all. The next myth was sex in marriage. Oh, sex in marriage. That ain't right. Sex in marriage is easy and usually has zero problems. I don't even think they got to do a marriage. That's just life in general. That's life in general.
And I ain't married.
It's levels to it. It ain't no levels. Everything in life.
Like, because you may not want the same thing at the same time. Like, you know, like
you don't.
Like you may want to. One person may want to talk, and the other person just shut up. Like you ain't
right.
word. Like, come on, man.
It's also levels to the moment, so you got to know when you want to romance and slow and rub and take your time and put on Marvin Gaye or whatever you listen to and have strawberries and chocolate. And you also got to know when it's time. Hey, these kids is upstairs asleep. Let's hit this washing machine real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like it's levels to it.
15 minutes.
It ain't no one size fits all.
I agree.
Jesus.
The last myth is once married, everything about sex is great.
Hell no.
I ain't never been married, but I've been in relationships, and I know that ain't true.
Yo, let me tell you, my first marriage, the only thing that was great about it was sex. Other than that, it was nothing great. Like, but now, like, shoot, you still have to talk about, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. Don't touch me right there because I'm ticklish. Like, you know, like, and like, it's a progress, like, you know, and that's people, we grow, we change.
Right.
Too. Like, you know, last year I didn't like onions, this year I'm tasting onions. So, like, you know,
all right.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't call on the Lord. Don't do that. Over the onions. No,
you got the onions. He changed with that part for sure.
I do agree though, Sam. People forget that people change and evolve. So once what you liked when you first start dating someone may change over time. That's why I say I go back to, I mean, I believe sex is important, don't get me wrong, but you still got to have some type of foundation, because if you don't have that foundation, you're not going to have the patience to deal with the change.
I like what you said. You said like with like it's a foundation. The foundation takes pillars to hold it up. And the pillars you got to have, like, you know, sex may be a pillar, communication is a pillar, you know, like, you know, your intentions are a pillar. Whatever the pillars are that's going to hold it up.
Right.
Don't put all your weight on one thing, because you know.
Don't put all your weight on one thing.
They'll crumble.
You can if you put all your weight on one thing, the stock market will get everybody rich.
Ooh.
Okay.
Try.
You ain't using that little cash out stock market? No, it's not.
Bitcoin.
Come on. Look, everybody got stock through Cash App nowadays.
Yeah, be
I
like,
don't. I'm scared.
I put
I'm scared to
$2
go
in
get
it.
hacked.
I lost $2.25. Ain't nobody going in there. I bet it on Apple. Apple supposed to be rich. Don't let me stop.
You should have went to Amazon. You should have went to Amazon.
Let me tell you, like I have actual stock, and I also have Cash App stock, and like literally, like a lesson for my people who don't got stock, especially people of color: get with somebody who knows what to do, and not just like somebody out there. Like there's some great people. If you need somebody, I got a cousin who's in it, and like. And her and her husband have been doing this for years. And I was like, hey, here's some money. Do that. Like, put it out there. I was like, just do what you do. Like, you got to remember, it's an investment. Yeah, girl, because you'll ask questions. You already got me on multiple assignments, Chassie B. You got multiple assignments for me. See,
Sam is Google and Siri together.
Okay.
Gary.
I'm Google, but I'm missing the Siri. But I am Google, okay?
Yeah, but get in there and put your money in something. Like it's an investment. Remember that. Sometimes like with investing into a house, you're gonna have good or you're gonna have bad. But you ain't there's no investment. Like investment is a relationship. There's gonna be low moments. It's gonna be high moments. And what you don't know is whenever your high moments are gonna come. You never know because like literally there are times I've seen this happen where my stock has gone up. To where it said, it's double now. And because it had to split to come back down. And so it was like, I look like I have half, but now I got the same amount. And now those that have doubled are growing back up. And guess what happened? It split again. So now we 4 times the amount. If I gave $100, now I got $400. Mm-hmm. So so get in there. Like, invest in yourself. Yeah. And stop buying your kids Jordans. Buy them some stocks so they can have something to grow up on.
Well,
you want me to play the keyboard?
Amen.
Don't do it. Don't do it, JD.
And for those
go ahead, do it.
And for those who say Sam, you're not a parent, I'm in the process of becoming a parent. So I'm willing to put my kids some stock up instead of buying some clothes. We may have to go to Habitat for Humanity, and there may be a learning point to go to Habitat for Humanity so they can know. You know what? My dad taught me how to do this. And even with relationships, my dad taught me how to do this so I can go ahead and be successful with everything that I have.
Yeah.
Right.
And because black people, we wasn't taught how to save money. We were given.
We weren't talking about saving money, about credit, about none of that.
So I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. My bad,
It's all right. It's all right.
It's good, John.
It is good. It's good. It's
and
good.
We
good.
know us.
I do know y'all. I get you.
It's good. It's good. Oh man. All right. We are at the end of our questions. I don't normally do this, but I feel it in my spirit for some reason. I want to ask everybody for their final thoughts for the conversation that we had tonight. And I'm gonna start with Chassie B.
Final thought is love people for who they are. And that's it. That's it. I'm gonna leave it there.
Well, that's unconditional love then.
Facts. Since you spoke next, JD, what's your final thoughts?
That's what I was saying. Unconditional love.
That was it.
Don't ask me for nothing else.
Sam will tell you, I do not talk forever. Hit it and quit. That's what I do. Sure. I like that.
Shakira said she needs to join the live. We're gonna have Shakira on.
Let me tell you that.
Another episode.
Look, man, she talking about need to join the live.
Look, Shakira and JD are funny, y'all. They taught me some relationship things.
Yeah, but unconditional love would definitely be it, though. Y'all go ahead. Bring her home.
Yeah. Unconditional love is key. That's so key. What about you, Sam?
First and foremost, I think it's amazing that y'all brought this up because it's a topic that a lot of people don't normally talk about in a positive manner or in a neutral manner at that.
Right.
So, I commend y'all for that. And number 2, allow people to be who they are, because if they're giving you something fake, then guess what? You don't got the real them and you don't know who they are.
Number 3.
Right.
Whatever. JD.
I said he might be a paragraph.
JD would tell you at church, I normally give short answers. Am I right, JD?
I'm the one to give a shorter, but yes. How did I say I'm gonna do it? I plead.
He said his answers be 10 words, yours be 22. Okay.
But if his is 10, mine is more like 12.
Okay, y'all are crazy.
Oh man. Y'all done said all the good thoughts. I guess if I had to add to it, we gotta stop not liking people because we don't live or understand their lifestyle. It's not our responsibility to live their life. If it was, we would be living it. Like, love people because you're supposed to love people and let them live their life. I done said it a lot. I think I done said it every episode of the last 6 episodes. But just let people be people and mind your business.
That's a shirt. I'm gonna let people be people and I'm gonna get that on the shirt. Like,
make sure you put a hashtag occasionally posh on the back.
Okay.
But
put the whole circle with the OP up there.
Right. Yeah, we gotta let people be, because God let us be people. That's why He died on the cross for our sins.
Amen, child.
Come on, deaconess.
I am a deaconess, but we're not gonna talk about
yes. Taking the sunshine. With her white outfit on.
All white.
Not the white with the white shoes with the little crunch around it. No, let me stop.
Look, once she turned 60, she turned into Mother Sunshine.
Oh boy.
And we got our eldest mother in here.
Okay.
Mother Sunshine, can you stand up for the congregation?
Look, when she go to talk, giving honor to God, who's the first head of my life. To the bishop, the pastor.
I pray to God that
she got the peppermint candy.
Not the peppermint. No, I'm gonna have the cinnamon candy and the red wrapper. That's what I'm at.
Oh, ain't nobody gonna want to come to your pocketbook. They're like, oh, I ain't going over there.
I'm gonna have that butterscotch, okay?
Look, I'm gonna go sit beside Chastity. Chastity's gonna be like, yo, I got something better in my purse. Okay.
Yellow shot.
Hey,
Is it
I hear that sexually. Okay, that ain't right. And Vern said, and the thick white stockings. Yeah. Super thick. Okay. You be hot, sweating. Need some talcum powder, baby powder, all kind of powder in those stockings.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, this has been so much fun, you guys. Thank you so much for coming on. We're gonna have to bring y'all back, and we're gonna have to bring Shakira with y'all because she is hilarious.
Yes.
But thank you. For those who are watching, thank you for sticking in with us and commenting and enjoying it. I hope you have been enjoying the podcast. Again, please go like, share. Make sure you follow our Facebook page. Make sure you following us on our Instagram. We are also on YouTube. So if you want to watch us live on your TV, you can do so as well. We also always upload our audio podcast to Apple. I think we're on Amazon now, Spotify, iHeart. We're on all of the podcasts. So whatever you utilize, we are on there as well. Go on there, follow us, subscribe, and you'll get notified if you want to listen to us on your ride to work, on your ride home. Get a few laughs in.
Yes, and happy Pride, y'all.
Happy Pride.
JD look like, what are you talking about?
You're like, what we proud of? What we proud of? We proud of God because He has risen.
You see that right there.
Oh Lord, I'm trying to keep it together, y'all. I'm trying to get there. If you have any topics that you want us to discuss, or if you think you'll be a good guest for our podcast, you can email us at occasionallyposh@gmail.com, or you can inbox us on our Occasionally Posh page, or one of us, either me or Chassie B. And then also, if you just want to give a little something to support, this ain't free. It ain't free, okay? You can give something to our Cash App at # occasionally posh. So you guys stay on so we can tell y'all thank you. But for everybody else on Facebook, thank you for joining. Please share. We see you next week. We got more guests on to continue our men's month. So we'll hope to see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.